What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. How's everybody doing tonight?
Could be doing a little better, Rich, after the baseball game last night.
Oh yeah, man. The Yankees Red Sox feud just extends for another decade after that loss. So
yeah, they got outplayed. They didn't have it last night. Cole only lasted 2 innings. Clearly didn't have his stuff, and the Red Sox came to play.
Yeah. Do you think it's too early to say Cole wasn't is not going to live up to the hype? I
mean, you pay him all that money for starts like last night, going on the road into a kind of a crazy environment, and you pay him $350 million so that he can, give you 7 strong innings or something like that to give you a chance to win, and he didn't do it last night. So
nah, he only goes 2 innings.
Yeah,
well, not 2. It's just like.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to call him that yet, but I mean that's why you pay him the big bucks is for last night.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those guys that can be a true number one, kind of like a 1B, kind of like Anthony Davis. Like he can't really lead a team, but I mean if he's a great number, like a 1A and number 2, like a Robin, as far as pitching.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he can. He did it in Houston. I mean, I think he can do it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think the fact that he's in New York, one of the hometown teams he wanted to play for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like it's it's hard. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's a lot of pressure when these players play for big teams.
Yeah.
And then, when they go to small markets, they do great, but then when they come to big teams, they kind of struggle a little bit because there's a lot more mental toughness that's needed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, agree there.
Hopefully the Yankees could make some moves in the offseason, get some more pitching. I heard that there's rumors about Tatis is not happy over there, so but I don't see how that would be possible for him to come to Yankees. So
no, I don't think so. I think San Diego would riot.
I think the whole MLB will riot.
Yeah. No, but they could be looking at like a Carlos Correa. His contract is up in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Houston doesn't sound like they're going to re-sign him. So, I mean, I would expect the Yankees to get a little aggressive in the free agent market.
They normally are. So I mean, that's not expected. So
yeah,
I mean, especially how these the playoffs finish out. So
mm-hmm.
I mean, we normally don't start with baseball, but we did. But let's get back to the schedule. I mean, outside of the Yankees losing, we did have some good things in the week. I mean, you won in fantasy, I won in fantasy. The Giants won and the Jets won, man. It would have been the trifecta, but Yankees couldn't pull it through.
Yeah. It was a good week for the New York football squads. Giants had a big win down in New Orleans. Jets were able to hold off Tennessee and beat them in overtime. So, yeah, how do you think the Giants played?
I thought they played good, but it seemed like they were kind of got some momentum going. The defense is always showing up. I think because they started doing a little more, I don't want to say innovative stuff, but I think the addition of Tony helped a lot, and those little kind of like how they used to use Odell in that short, have him run in the slot, get him the ball quick, and let him do what he does. It's funny though because Tony's like first step when he does like that like fake juke, mm-hmm. Like it seems so telegraphed, but people fall for it, man. He got people shaking out their shoes, so. It's good to see, but hopefully, he can stay in that lineup. I don't know why they put Ingram in. They he got a few targets, but he really wasn't going nowhere. I would like to see more Tony. Ross, that was kind of weird. He got the play and fumbled the ball. So maybe with the addition of him with the deep threat, and then Shepard coming back, and then Tony, hopefully they can figure it out offensively.
Yeah. I mean. They were able to make a comeback, which is nice. Hopefully they can string together a couple good offensive performances.
Oh yeah. I mean your Jets. I mean your Jets are looking good too, man.
Yeah, they played a little bit better. Guys getting open down the field. Wilson hitting some throws. Defense, did well against Tannehill. I mean, Henry got his yards, but that was expected. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Tennessee. I think that they're kind of a mediocre team, but
Hmm.
the Jets needed a win under their belt, and hopefully it'll help with Wilson's confidence. I know there was a couple of routes that he was basically, pointing at Davis to get going. Had a couple of throws, one to Keelan Cole, which should have been a touchdown, but he stumbled. So it looks like he's figuring out the defenses a little bit and getting a little more aggressive.
Yeah, that's good, especially for the coaching staff. I'm sure they're gonna help them along the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to get that first win off your back. Considering a lot of the quarterback rookies in this draft. I think the only one that won was Fields. I think that's it. Nobody else won, right? All the rookies.
Mac lost. Yeah, no, I think that was it.
Yeah. So it was always good to get that first one
Yeah.
out the way, and then now you can just focus on building from there.
Yep. Exactly.
And then we had the Thursday night game. We had another rookie, your boy Lawrence versus your boy
Burrow.
Burrow. I sent you that a picture the other day about the NFL playoff picture. I mean, if it started today, I mean, Bengals are number 2 in the AFC, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of seems like they're doing it, stumbling around a little bit doing it, but yeah, they're 3-1. They lead the AFC North, and yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see how what they look like with the Browns and the Ravens.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they beat those teams, as long as Burrow stays healthy. I mean, they got a nice, they got a dangerous offense, with
They do.
Chase and hopefully Higgins comes back, Boyd and then
Mixon.
Mixon. I mean, they're going to put up some points. The only thing is going to be their defense. Can their defense get some stops? So
Yeah, their defense has actually played pretty well. I mean, they got off to a slow start on Thursday, kind of letting Robinson run, but I think that they kind of figured it out and were able to slow them down and shut them down for the rest of the night.
yeah, but I mean that's the thing. They really haven't played that many great offensive teams yet. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to wait and see once they come across the Browns or some of those other teams that are great offensively, that running the ball or got some good receivers. So, but I like the direction they're going. I like if I had to pick a sleeper team, that would be my sleeper team, like an up and coming team that I wouldn't mind watching.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we got the Bears. I mean, they get a win with Justin Fields, but they still name your boy Andy Dalton as a starter, man. What's going on?
No, they didn't. They Justin Fields is the starter.
Oh, they took it back? Oh, okay.
Fields.
They took it back then.
Fields will be starting for the rest of the year as of today.
Oh, man, they took it back then. I was about to say, what are they doing, man? But, I mean, it's kind of what we expected. We expected around this time, week 3, 4.
Yeah.
He would get the head nod to, be the starter, get some of those rougher teams out the way, some of those first 2 games. We're just going to have to wait and see what they can do offensively. We know they got a good defense, but we don't know much about their offense as far as I feel like Chicago really never had a good offense besides the time when they had Cutler and Marshall.
Yeah. No, they definitely need to scheme up with Fields now in there, because they were kind of running like an offense you'd run with like a Dalton with Fields, and that's just not going to work. So hopefully that they have a newer offense, or more of like an RPO type offense that they can install for Fields.
Yeah, see them go similar to what Baltimore did. Work that run game, eat up some clock. Defense gets them the ball back quick, gets them in some good field positions. They can put up some points. So, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, hopefully, Nagy was there when they had Mahomes. So, I mean, he got to know some. But it seems like the offense, he's put all the offensive stuff out of his hand into the offensive coordinator. So but
Mm-hmm.
seems to be doing a good job. So hopefully he keeps that up.
Yeah.
Then we got the Colts. They bounce back. They beat a struggling Miami team. I mean, I don't know what Miami's doing, man. It looks like they're falling back from grace, man. But
Yeah. I mean, where's that Deshaun Watson trader waiting for?
I don't know what they're waiting for. I don't know what the Texans are waiting for. Feel bad for Tua, but hey, that's the NFL, man.
It is. It surely is. Yeah, they kind of seem like they've lost their way a little bit without Tua. I mean, I know Brissett is fine as a backup, but you're not going to win the games you need to win with him in there.
Yeah, I mean the Colts, they're getting a little healthier. I'm still expecting a lot from the Colts, but I don't know if they're going to live up to those expectations this year.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Taylor ran the ball a little better. Quentin Nelson's still out. He's going to be out for a little while. But Wentz still, he made the throws he needed to make. He didn't do anything too crazy. I'm still just not a huge fan of his in general.
Yeah, he gets a little Jameis Winston at times. So
he has that in him, that's for sure. But he did enough to win this game.
Oh yeah, hopefully they can win that division. Still up for grabs between them and Tennessee. So hopefully they can take over.
And Tennessee doesn't look so great either. So the Colts are definitely still in it.
Yeah, the reason is Tennessee's defense. I mean, I don't remember the last time they had a good defense since Curse was there. That was way back in the day. And then we had we had the Cowboys. They're putting it together. I think they're second in the NFC. They got the NFC East locked up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dak is looking great, looking like a MVP type quality player. I mean, your boy Diggs on the other side of the ball is giving the Cowboys a defensive player. I mean, he's leading the league in interceptions right now. He's got about 5. Your boy Parsons is looking good. He's got 3 sacks.
Yeah, he's
2.5. He's behind our guy.
He's been a game changer for the Dallas team, I think.
Yeah, I think that's why they let Smith go. It's kind of like also it seemed like a bad contract. I mean, if he's coming off the bench, he's not even starting. I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see. They haven't really played anybody outside of Tampa Bay, who they lost to, and it was a close game. But hopefully, they don't have any injuries. I'm looking forward to seeing, Zeke's running back to Zeke form.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got a great offense. As long as their defense shows up, they should be in game. So,
I mean, is there anyone hotter than Tavon Diggs right now? Got an interception. I think he's got 5 total now. He's got 1 in each game.
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
I mean, those are Pro Bowl numbers right there. So, I mean, even if he tails off for the rest of the season, let's say he ends up with 8, that's still a great season as a corner. That's still a Pro Bowl type corner right there. So,
yeah.
Interested to see what his Madden rating went up to after these 5 picks. And then we got your team, your boy. We got the Cardinals, still undefeated. They holding strong. I mean, they're all around, they're a great team on both sides of the ball. How far you think they could get this year?
It depends how long, how Kyler Murray, if he can stay healthy. So, yeah, I like the way they're playing. I mean, Murray's been kind of an MVP candidate to date. So, yeah, I like them. They're in a tough division. You got the Rams, the Seahawks, the 49ers. And I know they had a good win over the Rams against that tough defense. So, yeah, I think they're in a good spot right now. They're gonna be confident. But yeah, you gotta keep them up. Kyler's got to stay healthy. AJ Green keep producing. I mean, they got a couple tough games here with the 49ers and then the Browns. So
yeah, I think it's more of a tough game with the 49ers and the Browns. Well, no, probably the Browns, but both. But but I don't think the Browns score enough points though. Well, I don't know, man. It's just something about the Browns, man. It just throws me off. I don't know if it's the quarterback or maybe just because it's just the Browns, man. I don't know. I don't know if they can shake that bad history yet. So.
Yeah, the Browns are interesting. It does seem like they kind of play to whatever their competition is, right? I mean, when they played KC, they were able to kind of move it up and down the field, score some points. Then they play the Vikings and they beat them in a 14-7 game, and they play the Bears, and they probably could have scored about 50 points against the Bears, but they end up scoring 26 points. So I don't know. I think they have it in them to score. It's just going to depend on the team that they're playing, and they got the Chargers this weekend. If they want to stay with the Chargers, they're going to have to score because Herbert's been hucking the ball around the field. Eckler has looked good, so yeah, I think we'll learn a little bit about Baker here in the next two games with the Chargers and the Cardinals coming up.
Oh yeah, I mean, speaking of those, since you jump right into it, I mean, those are one of the key matchups for Week 5. It was the Browns and Chargers game. I mean, I'm probably rolling with the Chargers on that one too, man. Herbert just look. He's kind of like, I feel like he's like Eli Manning-ish as far as his like he's like even kill. Like he's never too hype, never too down. He just plays. I mean, but he plays. He plays. And like I said, we got a lot. They got a lot of weapons, but they're in a tough division as well. So we'll see how they can make out.
Yeah, I mean, Herbert's kind of, had like a little bit of a slow start to the season, but I think he's putting it together now, and he's getting everyone involved. Mike Williams, Cook's getting involved, Eckler, obviously Keenan Allen. So he's got some weapons to throw the ball around to, and his offensive line has been much better. So again, it's another thing where they got to stay healthy. They got the defense kind of relies a lot on Derwin James and Bosa. So two guys that have some injury issues. So they can stay healthy. I mean, you can say this about a lot of teams, but they could be a playoff threat.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now they're first in the AFC. So I don't think it'll last, but I mean,
yeah.
I think if you get off to an early start and you could just maintain, that momentum, they'll definitely keep you in the playoff hunt. So
yeah.
And then the other games we got this week, we got the Rams and the Seahawks division game. Who you like in that one?
Oh man, finally we got an interesting Thursday night game. I don't know, it's a tough one because I like the Rams coming off a loss. Looking to avenge that loss a little bit. Defense going to be amped up, but I don't know. I just always felt like Russell Wilson's a tough guy to bet against.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on a short week. I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks by a field goal.
On to the other game, we got the Packers and the Bengals. I think that should be a good game. I'm interested to see this is kind of the new school versus the old school. I hope it's a shootout. I don't think the Packers defense might not stop much of that Joe Burrow offense. So
I think it's going to be a shootout. I think Green Bay is going to take it down though.
Ooh, what are you thinking? What are you thinking, like a 34-36 game, 34-38 game?
Well, 34-28 game.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm thinking like a 34. I'm feeling the field goal winning the game again, but like a 30, yeah, 34, a 34-31 game.
Okay.
I hope so, and I hope Higgins comes back and goes crazy. So, just because he's on my fantasy team. And then outside of that, we got the Giants and the Cowboys division game. That should be a good one. Interested to see how the Giants do against the division foes. I like the Giant defense, the way it's been trending. I feel like we still need some pass rushers. Even though we got one in the draft, he's got 3 sacks already this year. So it's all about Daniel Jones. That's the direction of the team is wherever Daniel Jones takes us.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he gets some outside runs for like 80 yards. But I mean, they need to score more in the red zone. If they can fix that, it'll be a big difference. I mean, they did it against the Atlanta Hawks, but can we do it against some other teams that got a better defense? So
yeah, it's a good question. I'm interested to see what how they play against the Cowboys.
Yeah, and then hopefully Diggs doesn't catch any more interceptions. I mean, well, I think Danny Downs doesn't really don't throw too many interceptions. He's more of a fumbler. So
yeah,
we're just gonna have to wait and see. And then we got we mentioned it a little bit earlier, 49ers and Cardinals. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if that one went down to the wire too. The way both these teams play.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing if the 49ers defense can slow down Murray because he's been on fire. I think he's like first in fantasy points. Mm-hmm. I think he's first in first or second in most passing yards. So
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how that game plays out, and if Jimmy G is going to be playing or not. I know he's dealing with a calf injury. Shanahan said he might be ready to go on Sunday, but if not, Trey Lance will get the start, and what will that look like?
oh yeah, and it's kind of the countdown for like you said, it's countdown for Jimmy G. How many more days he got left on that calendar before Trey Lance pops in as a starting quarterback? So that Sunday night game is going to be a great one. The Bills and the Chiefs get a rematch of the AFC conference game. Oh man, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, they lost to him twice last year. The AFC Championship being a tight game there, and Bills have been rolling since they lost week 1 to a sham Pittsburgh team. I don't know how they lost that game.
They just couldn't score, man. They couldn't score.
Clearly, but yeah, we'll really find out what they're made of here.
Oh yeah,
that should be a good one. I think I might like the Bills in that game.
I don't know, man. I just think that Chiefs rebuilt offensive line is really gonna make the difference for them.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play. KC, on a Sunday night is going to be tough too, loud. So yeah, good Sunday night games in a row.
Oh yeah, I hope we get more, but I mean, it all depends on how teams playing and if there's injuries or not.
So, what did you think of the Tom Brady back in New England?
I mean, it was expected. We kind of thought it would be a nail biter or a shootout, but it was more of a nail biter. I mean, Bill Belichick did what he did. Great defensive mind. Threw all types of looks at Tom Brady. But I mean, obviously Tom Brady, got used to it by, after halftime. I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Mac Jones. I feel like the Patriots are in good hands. But I don't know about the Bucks, man. I don't know if they could repeat. I feel like something's off. I mean, maybe they'll pick it up come towards the end of the season, kind of how they had a slow start last year. Then they put it together and got in playoff form. So, maybe it's kind of one of those things. They got a little Super Bowl hangover right now. But we're going to have to wait and see, though.
I think he was maybe a little overhyped. He was missing throws he normally hits and maybe taking some shots that he normally wouldn't take. So I think he wanted, probably to win by 100.
Yeah, I mean, there were some drop balls. Antonio, Brown dropped one in the end zone. So
yeah, yep.
That might have put it away.
Yeah, I do think that they have time to kind of figure it out like they did last year. The defense, wasn't all that good last year until the last few games of the season. So yeah, I think they're still going to be there. I mean, as long as you have Tom Brady, I think that you always have a chance.
Yeah, and I mean they got a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball too, so that can be an issue as well. So when hopefully everybody comes back, and they got a full squad, we're really gonna see how good they are. And then the Monday night games, the Colts versus the Ravens, pretty much rolling with the Ravens on that one, just because they run the ball so well. Lamar barely practices, and he has a great game. So I think the Colts. We just mentioned earlier, we can't really trust Carson right now. I mean, we know the Ravens are going to run the ball. They don't turn it over too much. They always play defense. So that's my pick for the Monday night game.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. I'm riding with Lamar and company against that Colts team.
Yeah, and then they slowly been, I don't want to say slowly, but secretly, not secretly, but they're under the radar, and and they're doing what they got to do to stay in that playoff hunt. So, I mean, the Ravens are the Ravens. I mean, they don't really differentiate from what their norm.
Yeah. Yep.
And then on to the NBA. Wasn't too much going on. I mean, your boy Wiggins gives in, gets vaccinated. Your boy Kyrie doesn't. I don't know what he's doing with himself. I mean, it's not wrong. I understand if you don't want to get vaccinated, you believe whatever you believe, but I mean, NBA has some of the best doctors. I don't understand how people say that they need to do some research.
Yeah, I still don't really understand that argument. That one, like, what kind of research do you want to do?
Yeah, it just because they compare it to the all the other vaccines. So they say, why would I take this vaccine if I could still get it? But I mean, you would have got the flu vaccine as a kid. Like you still can get the flu. Like, that's what vaccines aren't. It's not a stoppage of. It doesn't prevent you from getting something. It's just more of a deterrent to make sure you don't die from it. So that's why they say, you get it's better to get chickenpox as a kid than as an adult. But I mean, people say they're gonna do research. They really don't do research. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is America. So.
Yep.
But I'm interested to see if how long he holds out. How long he sticks to his guns, and if that hurts the team. But I feel like even if he wasn't there, if they had a healthy Durant and healthy James Harden, they could still possibly win it. So
I think so too. But I think that having him there definitely is will help facilitate that offense a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes his antics can be kind of detrimental to the team as well, like we saw in Boston.
Yeah, I don't think he thinks about others.
He definitely doesn't.
Yeah, I think he's more about this is my beliefs, kind of like self-centered, so to say. But
yeah,
like I said, man, we have to wait and see what he does. That's probably going to be the story of the offseason NBA, even though NBA is coming back in about 3 weeks.
Yep.
You main excited? Thing. Oh yeah, I want to see where Ben Simmons goes. Looking forward to seeing the newfound put together Knicks. Hopefully, all those pieces gel together.
How about R.J. Barrett coming out and saying that he doesn't like all the hate that's being thrown at the Knicks? He thinks they're underappreciated.
I mean, I can understand where you're saying that, but I mean, he's only 20. Like he wasn't around when 20 years ago, the Knicks were in the finals. So
yeah, right.
Maybe now, from what the Knicks he saw was not totally different. Maybe made the playoffs 3 times in those last 20 years. Mm-hmm. But I understand where he's coming from. He's only 20, 21, yeah. So he hasn't seen the Knicks when the Knicks were the Knicks.
Right.
Outside of the Michael Jordan documentary where they was talking about how they was playing the Knicks. People love the Knicks, no matter how bad they do, no matter how good they do. New York fans are always going to love the Knicks. They have losing seasons and the Garden still sold out. To get a ticket to the Garden and the nosebleed is like $300-$400. While you go to any other stadium, that's like mid like the 200 sections, the 100 sections type of seats. You go anywhere else outside of like LA, like outside of the big place like LA and stuff like that. But
when the Knicks are good, that city's buzzing.
Oh yeah, people love it. The city's buzzing to see people out with their jerseys. It's that New York pride. Hopefully, they were great last year. You could feel it in the city, walking around, going to games. You could feel it. So we're looking forward to seeing what they can put together this year as well. So hopefully, get to the second round.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing outside of that is Ben Simmons, where he's gonna go. So we're gonna wait and see about that. And I don't know if you saw it, your boy Chris Webber's opened up a cannabis compound. He said spent about $175 million on it.
Who was that?
Chris Webber.
Oh, did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah, they said they just broke ground on it. So he's opening up a cannabis compound, roughly about $175 million. So
interesting.
I think it's good to see other former sports players that did good with their money be able to do things. So
yeah, absolutely.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew for you. What you got for us?
All right, so I was traveling past week, so we'll go with the beer first because it was out. It's out in LA, California beer, but so it's a brewery called Monkish Brewery.
Okay.
They're kind of similar to like a Treehouse or Trillium or Other Half, but on the West Coast, and their beer is highly sought after. But the beer was it's called Foggier Window, so it's an IPA, a New England style double, and it's dry hopped with 2 of my favorite hops, for Galaxy, and then also with Nelson. It pours a really kind of juicy, thick, yellow color. It's really good. So their beer has a distinct taste. I think it's just like the water, but it's every brewery has their kind of their base taste, but it's a really good kind of base to it. Good aftertaste, not bitter at all. Very very solid beer. So it's an IPA. Probably give it like 8.2.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's the stuff I've had a handful of things from them, but it's all been pretty good.
Oh, nice. Is that something that's like all year round, or is it like a seasonal one?
Yeah, no, that's an all year round one. Yep.
Oh, nice. I have to see if they got that at Wegmans.
No, you got to get it out in California. It ain't getting shipped here.
Damn it.
Not yet.
Let me check Amazon. And then what did you what you got for us to eat this week?
All right, for this week, so did a steak tips. So steak tips with an onion and mushroom red wine sauce.
Okay.
So did the steak tips, marinated them for like a half hour, an hour with teriyaki, soy sauce, salt, pepper. Heavy on that salt and pepper. Let them sit for about an hour, room temperature. Get the grill going real hot. Toss them on there. Turn them only on for a few minutes per side, and then let them rest for a little bit. But then while that was going on, cooked up some onions and mushrooms, a little bit of butter, a little bit of olive oil, and then salt, pepper, and then reduced it with a little bit of wine sauce. So add some flavor in there. Kind of let that sit for a little bit, and then when I was done with the steak tips, tossed the onions and mushrooms and the wine sauce in with the steak and kind of mixed it around, and then served that with some mini roasted potatoes that were smashed. So take the potatoes. I think I told you about this one before, but take the potatoes, boil them, the little guys, let them sit, let them cool for a few minutes, and then basically like smash them so they're thin. And then cover them with a little bit of butter and salt and pepper, and then roast them in the oven for about an hour.
That sounds great, man. That sounds like a little fiesta of flavors up in there.
Yeah, a lot of good flavors. Been trying to stay away from like the creamy sauces, which we'd normally do with like a potato or steak tips. So this one was really just that kind of that buttery wine sauce.
Oh, nice. Is that do you throw more stuff on there, like cheeses or?
No. So not on this one. You could do some Parmesan on the potatoes, but for like a fat for this meal would be like the butter on the potatoes, a little bit of butter in the sauce. So really trying to like kind of watch that a little bit. So the cheese is obviously fatty too. So usually go one way or the other on that one. But this one, just the butter sauce.
Oh, nice. That's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then this week, nothing too crazy on the BRRs. But I mean, I'm trying to get into the Foundation show.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of lost. Maybe I need to restart it and watch it again. So it's kind of like I don't want to say like Star Wars kind of, where there's like an empire that's been ruling, and then the guy makes a prediction that the empire is going to die. And then the empire wants to know how did he come to that? But he's basing it off of math. And then like there's a girl that can like read the same math equation, and it's a little confusing. Maybe I gotta watch again. I wasn't paying attention. That's why it doesn't make sense. But trying to get through that. Trying to finish up this Ted Lasso season 2. Then we got Big Sky coming back. I don't know if you caught up on that.
I didn't yet. No, I gotta watch tonight. I'll watch the finale of season 5 of Animal Kingdom. Okay,
you can talk about that next week.
Yep.
And then other than that, the only new show stuff I watched was Venom 2, man. A little disappointed, man. It's pretty much like the same movie as the first one, but the only difference is like they gave the other people like important character names. So like it's very similar to the first movie, where there's like another symbiote or another Venom type monster, but this time it's Carnage. But that's the thing, is like it's pretty much the same movie as the first.
Yeah.
But they just give the characters more dialogue that are on the evil side. And the thing is, Carnage is like super strong. I don't think they should have left it as. I don't want to give it away, but you just got to see it. I can't really give too much away. But I mean, it looks like the direction is going in. They're probably going to be introducing the Venom Spider-Man combo coming soon. So even though he's not in the movie, just from the spoilers at the end of the movie, the end credit scene. So I don't want to give up too much away. Probably give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Not as good as the first. Very similar to the first though, as far as just like when you're a Marvel fan, you expect a lot from these Marvel movies. But I mean, this one's more of a Sony one, a Sony product, so I can understand how it doesn't get as good of a grade as a normal Marvel movie would. But I mean, they did good with the Spider-Man, so I thought they would carry that on. But and after the first Venom had potential, but and the movie's only like an hour and a half, so it's kind of short because Carnage is a huge villain in Marvel as far as the Spider-Man universe. It's kind of like I felt like they kind of like it's like if like the Avengers fought Thanos in one movie and beat him, and the movie was like an hour and a half, you'd be like, he really wasn't that strong, like. But we'll have to see what directions they go in because Carnage was one of the big villains for Spider-Man. Maybe they bring in some of the other ones, like Carnage's son, not really his son, but the symbiote that forms from Carnage. Like I said, I don't want to give it too much away. So, but I mean, definitely, if you want to go see it, check it out. If you love Venom, go check it out. But I mean, it's not something that I would recommend that you would have to see.
All right.
Then we had TV show wise finished up Midnight Mass. It's pretty much about this town that's very religious, and then it's a new pastor that comes back in the town. He kind of gets the town together, about worship, and they go over a lot of religious stuff. There's a lot of religious talk in there. So if you hate the church, you might not like it, but you might like it because of the twist on it. I don't want to give it away, but I kind of saw it coming in like the second or third episode, just because I'm a nerd like that. Because I just predict things, and then but overall it was a great show. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
All right.
It's one of those if you like horror, it has a little thriller aspect to it, especially like the supernatural. So it'll be right up your alley. And it has great dialect. When they mention like church stuff, like the like church or Bible like phrases or terminology, and like how they twist it and like today's perspective, and then because of the plot twist too, it makes it very interesting. But overall, I mean, the characters are great. One of the characters you're gonna hate. That's how you know it's a good show, if you find a character you can hate.
I agree.
Just because she's the character you're gonna hate, she's super religious, and she's one of those one of those religious people that think they're better than everybody.
Oh yeah.
So she's one of those people. But I mean, the reason why I didn't give it an 8 is because the ending. So I mean, I can't tell you too much, but some stuff happens, and the people that the stuff happens to, they do something stupid that they should have not did. And if they didn't do this, then they would have prospered. They would have succeeded in their goal, their mission. But it's a limited.
Basically, you tell me I need to watch it.
Yeah. I can't really give it away, but I mean, overall, it's a good show. It's like 10 episodes.
Okay.
And then it's a limited series, so I don't think they're coming back for another one. They could, because of kind of the way it ended, but I wouldn't. I still would like to see it if it went to another season.
Gotcha.
But I mean, if they did, it would be a whole new cast and stuff like that. Unless something happened that we didn't see that they throw in as the start for the next season. So, but overall, it was good, man.
Nice. I'll have to watch it. Put it on my list.
Yeah, I don't want to. I can't really talk too much about it because I don't want to give it away because of the plot twist.
Okay.
But it was good though. And then I watched the Dave Chappelle special that came out on Netflix. Funny as usual. Very interesting message. He had a message for the trans and LGBTQ community. But I mean, Dave does what he does, man. He's funny and also masterful and smart at the same time. Always giving you a message when you go see his comedy show. There's definitely people in the crowd that are upset about some of the stuff he said, but I mean, you can't be upset comes to a comedy show and taking things personal, man. It's a comedy show.
Yeah, you got to know that going in.
Yeah, but overall it was good. I can't say if it's one of his best ones, but I mean, I feel like everything he does is like gold, man.
Yeah, it is.
And then I think that's pretty much it. I mean, everything else I'm still going through. So Netflix has another show called Cotton Man or Capricorn Man, something like that. It's supposed to be based off. It's like a serial killer type show.
Okay.
It's from the producers that did. I don't know. Did you ever see The Killing?
Yep.
Yeah, same producers that did that show.
Okay.
I actually like that show. I wish I was sad.
Too.
So hopefully it lives up to the hype. I think I'm like halfway in the first episode, so can't really say too much about it.
Yeah, let me know how it goes.
Yeah, and then some other stuff I got to watch, but still waiting. And then I think that's pretty much it.
Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out with your boy Rich, JD, and Tom here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.